Welcome. The purpose of this video is to identify the key issues of May 2018 CIMA Strategic Level Case Study. I am Gajendra Lianarachi from a4study.com. Let's look at the company and the details. The company is Couchweb, operating in online entertainment industry. The company was founded 20 years ago by three friends in university. And their initial business was renting DVDs by post. Only 10 years ago, they started seriously in online streaming videos and movies. And in 2012, they produced their own TV program. What was that? Very good. Tumbling Down. Right. Sounds familiar? Oh yes. There's only one company in the world with these exact details. What's that? Netflix. Founded 20 years ago, started their own program in 2012, and the core business when they founded 20 years ago was renting and sale of DVD. If you look at the decisions of Netflix and the developments of Netflix, they're identical to our case study, Couchweb. So you need to do some research on what? Netflix. Right. Let's look at the 20 key issues. Issue number 1, financial management. Very important issue. Well, people are good. These founders, they have background in legal, background in IT. Missing something? Yes, finance. They probably have no idea on finance or limited knowledge. You can see throughout in the case their lack of financial knowledge and application. Right. Look at the data and statistics. If you see, our net profit is in the range of 4 to 5%, and this year it's 5%. Gearing is 60%. Operational expenditure is very high at 14%, and R&D. Gross profit 30%, net profit 5%. Something wrong. Not only that, if you look at the balance sheet, you see last year we have increased our intellectual capital, our gearing and our loans have gone up, and also equity has increased. What do you mean by that? Correct. Our strategy is acquisition, meaning future also we will be considering acquisitions. Therefore, we need to be sound in our financial management. In the exam, you will be tested on this. How to manage acquisitions, how to finance an acquisition by maintaining our financial interests. Meaning, you need to strike a balance between liquidity and profitability. Working capital is crucial. So this is issue number 1. When you expand, a lot of people forget the financial problems. So you need to strike a balance between what? Growth and profitability. That's our first issue. Issue number 2, mission and vision. Very strange, this case study. Why? Most of the companies will give another one. What's that? What's the missing link? Yes, objectives. You cannot take decisions without having objectives. But let's see. What's our mission? Always entertainment. What's the mission? Always entertainment. Problem? Oh yes, it's too broad. How can you provide entertainment? We are not providing entertainment. We need to be specific. Soccer match is an entertainment. Going to a movie is an entertainment. Music concert is entertainment. Going on a trip with friends is entertainment. So we are not providing total entertainment. That's right. So in the exam, you will be asked to be specific, maybe rationalize the mission. So what's the current mission? Always entertainment. No, we need to change that. Think about a mission like this: to be the leader in online entertainment. I repeat, to be the leader in online entertainment. Specific. We are not into entertainment. We are into online entertainment. Please remember that. So based on our new mission, you will be asked to develop objectives. Don't forget, objectives should be very good, smart, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic and time-bound. Right. Let's look at the vision. What do you mean by vision? A desired future state or strategic intent. A desired future state or strategic intent. Two key things has to be there in this. When you say desired future state, there should be a clear time frame. When you say strategic intent, there should be a clear target. But the case study has identified 4 areas for the vision. Leadership, market share, innovation, all these things are there. But you cannot use them. Why? You can't say leadership. You must say market share or to have 50% market share and leadership. Makes sense? Clearly, yes. So you need to rationalize mission and vision. Be prepared in the exam to develop what? Very good. Objectives from a new mission. Right. Issue number 3 is risk management. Very important area, regularly tested. The company here has identified how many areas? Good. 5 areas in managing risk. Let's look at these areas. Competition, investment in innovation, new technology, copyright piracy, litigation. So these are the 5. But sadly, the company do not indicate any strategy, any methodology to manage the risk. Meaning, this will be tested in the exam. I'll give you an idea. Competition risk. They have said there's a risk of competition and new players. Not enough. You need to analyze like this. Benchmark competition. Identify their statistics. Focus on their key products. Develop competitor intelligence. Appoint a person or a team to gather information and report to the management on a weekly basis. Keep your eyes open on the industry development. If a competitor gets an award in a film festival, you're dead and buried. So clearly, in the exam, you need to rationalize these areas. Plus, be prepared to identify new areas like regulation. Is it important? Oh yes, you can be clearly gone if the regulation risk is high. So be prepared to develop a methodology and introduce new risks. Issue number 4, competition. Something different from this time case study. Normally the examiner will give few competitors and provide their information, like their products, like their systems, like their target market. Here it's nothing. How many competitors are available? Only 2, Home Video and Movie Master. We don't know anything about Movie Master. Plus, the case study gives detailed information about Home Video. Can see something? Oh yes, merger with Home Video or probably acquire them. Does these statistics signal that? Oh yes, I want you to do the ratios and see. When you do the ratios of Home Video, you can see their profit has come down from 6% net profit to 4%. Their gearing, their loans have increased by 95%. Ratio from 52 to 65. They're struggling big time in finance, in liquidity and in gearing. Their interest cover has come down from 8 to 4 times. Meaning, we are going to acquire them definitely, or a merger. Be prepared for that. Very important in terms of competition and to dominate. Issue number 5, stakeholders. Is this important? Oh yes, this may be the most important issue. Why? Because we are into online business. Nobody knows what's happening online. Even a US government cannot control online systems. So that's why they keep on investigating. Meaning, there are so many stakeholders and at any given time, there can be a new stakeholder. Be prepared to identify the current stakeholders like the 3 founders. 20 years they ran this business. Not only they ran it, CEO and the key decisions were taken by them. Maybe the time has come. Maybe you might see in the exam CEO stepping down. Plus, you might see a venture capitalist suddenly in this business. Because we started expanding only 10 years ago. So meaning, there can be a venture capitalist who want to move away. Oh, what happens? When the venture capitalists move away, the share price comes down. Plus, there can be a regulator. In Mail and Broadcasting Authority might step in and try to take your business, maybe ask you to stop your business for 7 days. You're dead and buried. You don't have any income because we depend only on the internet. We are like Facebook. If it's closed, we're dead. Be prepared to identify new stakeholders and their influence. Don't forget, very good, Mandela matrix. Always use Mandela matrix. Issue number 6, substitutes. Let's see, who are our substitutes? First of all, who are we? Well, it's very clear, we dominate through the internet. It looks like we are the leader. We have the highest resources and best technology. The case study tells us, but we all depend on, don't forget, our entire business can affect due to social or the environmental geographical developments, lightning, floods, whatever it is, cyclone can totally affect our business. If internet is not available, we're dead. So who are our substitutes? The good old friend. Who was the good old friend of ours, our parents and our grandparents for decades? That's the TV. TV is our biggest threat. Why? Let's look at day-to-day life. It's in our blood. For example, let's say there's a terrorist attack, plane crash, floods, traffic, accident. What do we do? What do we do? Switch on the TV wherever you are. Switch the channel. They tell you the story. We cannot challenge them. Remember, TV is a big beast for us. Can we kill it? No chance. We can only shake hand. Remember, in business, if you cannot attack, if you cannot dominate, smile, shake hand. That's the way to do business. So you need to be prepared either to do a joint venture with a TV channel or acquire a small TV channel. Don't forget satellite TV. So this is the key. We must acknowledge TV. Why? Imagine Olympic comes in. What happens if Olympic comes in? For 2 months, people are glued to TV, cheering their nation's athletes. Yes, so that is what they do. Forget online. So that's why we need to understand them. And remember, we need to shake hand. Good. Number 7, product portfolio. Let's look at this key area. Right, we have mainly TV programs and movies. That's our core business. We sell DVD, negligible, only 11% of sales. But if you look at TV programs and movies, we produce very less. How much? We have 1100 TV programs. We produce only 16%. And we have 4,600 movies. We produce only 6%. So when you combine 5,700 programs, on a weighted average, we produce only 8%. So we are highly dependent on others. Who are these players? 3 large players: Magic, Ron Steele and Pinto. They dominate. Majid and Pinto contribute to 66% our business. I repeat, 66% our business we obtain from Magic and Pinto Studio. Be prepared to understand their influence. Maybe we need to introduce our products more, balance the portfolio. It's important. Not only that, we operate in more than 100 countries. We need to understand each country, what products they use. I'm sure you have traveled on the plane. What do you see in the plane? Movies? Do you see standard movie? You see European movie, international movie, Asian movie. So like that, we need to rationalize our product portfolio. Go through the statistics. Very important. Issue number 8, target market. Let me ask you a question. We are into online streaming. Who is our target market? I'll ask the question again. Who is our target market? Answer is what? We don't know. Chaos or too open. Why? We charge how much? $12. Irrespective of anybody, irrespective of usage, $12 only. So we really don't know who our target market is. We don't know who our customers are. So it's very important in the exam to identify our target market. I mean, it can be a 5-year-old child watching the program or a 60-year-old retired person watching a movie. But we need to know which movie, which area, which segment. Besides, we operate in more than 100 countries, more than 20 languages, 5,700 programs. Clearly, examiner would want you to look at segments either based on region, country or demographics, age, maybe income, maybe professionalism, or maybe the country or the culture, whatever it is. Some people will only like sports. So look at these options and focus on the exact target market. Then only you can position the product and generate a competitive advantage. You can't be entertainment for everybody anytime. Wrong, because our competitors can be specific to their target market. So you need to be very specific. Issue number 9, structure. Very, very important. Why? Because we don't have a physical company. We don't have a physical business. Our business is online anywhere. So it's very important to have a structure. Let's look at the present structure. What's the structure? Very good. Functional structure. How many functions have they identified? Only 4. Go through the function of business development. What do you see? Under business development, you see IT system. That's where the questions come. You need to take IT system out from business development. Why? Because IT is our core business. So we need to get business development out from, we need to get IT out from business development, put it on a different department, IT division, IT department with head of IT. very important. You need to rationalize that. Plus, all your learning in E3, limitations of functional structure, will be tested. Why? We operate in 100 countries. We can't have functional. We need to have divisional. Division. Why division? Each region, Asia, different needs. Europe, different needs, different language. So you need to have a structure, and you need to appoint people, country representatives, to manage the affairs of each country, regulation, target market, and competition. For that, you need what? Maybe a divisional, but that doesn't mean I'm going to kick off functional. Now, what's the structure? You can connect divisional with functional. Very good. Recommend matrix. Have your control. Focus on each target market. This will be tested. Most importantly, take IT out from business development. Put it on a separate department. Right. Issue number 10. Internal control. Very important. We are online. Internet. No physical structure. We have never seen our customer. Our customer has never seen our staff. We don't know from there they pay the amount. We don't know. The customer says his country is Ecuador, but he's paying from Spain. He says his country is Italy, but he's logging in from Switzerland. We don't know that. He says his country is Sri Lanka, but he's logged in from Canada. We don't know that. So how do you know? That's why we need to have internal control. Online payments, there can be hacking, there can be privacy issues, there can be online other related problems, because we get direct debit once a month. So clearly, we need to develop internal control and also internal audit. Remember, role of the internal auditor can be tested, and how to develop an audit plan can be tested in detail. Please remember, it is computerized audit which creates a higher risk. You will remember your P3 studies creates a higher risk. Very important. Issue number 11 is CSR and structure. Sorry, CSR and ethics. Very important. Let's look at CSR. Why CSR important? Simply, we are online. Everybody will be checking us. Plus, the case study gave a clear information. 4-year-old child browsed internet using mother's account and she got a bill of $2,000. What do you mean by that? Children can access this material. Young children, young adults can access this material. What can we say? We can wash our hands by saying, not our problem. Your child is your problem. No, it is our problem. We create this need. We create this desire. Not only that, are we responsible for the future of this young generation who are glued to this internet, who watch internet movies for 8 hours per day? They eat watching this, they sleep watching this, they dress themselves watching this, you name it, always they are plugged into the internet. They walk on the street, they don't know what's happening around, they are plugged into this. You can say that's their fault. No. We need to take action. Meaning, examiner would like you to look at your responsibility. What do you mean by that? We can't stop children using internet. We can't stop young people using internet. But we need to be happy as ourselves and have our business ethics and our CSR. Meaning, examiner would like you to talk about global reporting initiative. What's that? The 3 P's: profit, planet, and people. Mainly people. Maybe we need to give clause like saying maximum recommended hours is 5. Something like the cigarette packet. They are not stopping selling cigarette. They showed a picture of a person with no teeth. So naturally, you don't like to smoke. Meaning, we take our role. That's it. Remember, we can't stop people browsing internet, but we can recommend and advise them about the repercussions of excessive use. Issue number 12, IT strategy. Sadly, this company do not have a proper IT strategy. Where is our IT department or IT team located? Very good. They are under business development. They are not doing anything. So recommend to have strategic IT. Appoint an IT director at the top and look at IT seriously. Why? We need to look at each country, internet speed. We need to look at each country, regulation, government, and also the demographics. Big data can be tested because we operate in more than 100 countries. How many subscribers on average? 92 million subscribers. Do the statistics, then you will find how I got 92 million. So 92 million, quite a lot. We need to analyze them. Plus, We are an online streaming company. IT should be our greatest weapon. What comes to your mind? What? Oh yes, McFarlane grid. Definitely will be tested, the McFarlane grid. Remember that most likely we need to look at IT as strategic or turnaround. Remember, big data, data mining, data warehousing, how to use this for strategic decision making will be tested. Issue 13 is pricing strategy. Well, let's see, do we have a pricing strategy? Sadly we don't. So that's why this is important. We charge $12 from anybody. That means a person use 10 hours per day or person use 1 hour per week. We charge how much? $12. Not only that, for $12 we allow the person to use 3 devices parallelly. That means at home you can use all 3. I'm fine with that. But then imagine a person who is living alone in a university apartment. He's paying $12. Imagine a big family of 3 or 4 uses this paying $12 and use it all the time. Not right. And also there's no logic. Look at BMW. BMW, do they give car to everybody? No. 3 series for young people. Aspiring young people started a career, want to have the status. Yes, 3 series. But then when they move on in their career, when they become really professional, when they build their brand, they can move into 5 series. When they really start their own business, then they start dominating. When their income level is high, then move into what? 7 series. Clearly the steps in life are required. Like an airline, economic class, business and first class. You get into the plane, you pass through first class and business, then you go to economy. You're motivated, what? Someday I'm going to fly first class or business. That's the trend. So clearly follow Netflix. Netflix has 3 programs. Basic, standard and premium. 3 different prices. So examiner would like you to recommend maybe $6, $12 and $18. Why? From allowing $6 you can get maybe 200 million customers rather than getting 92 by giving a blanket price. So clearly we need to revise the pricing strategy and recommend a differentiated price which allows us to differentiate in the market. Very important. Issue number 14 is operations. See, this is an online business, so you expect the operations to be very formal, very professional and organized. At the moment, the operation seems disorganized. Why? Our operating expenditure has gone up by 15.3% and it represents 14% of our turnover. How much? Our operating expenditure is 14% of turnover. What's our operating profit? 8%. What's our net profit? 5.2%. Definitely this will be tested. How to rationalize operating expenditure, how to manage it, how to eliminate unwanted activity. Oh, sounds familiar. What's that? Value chain. Value chain will be tested. For a service organization, it's called value shop. However, the secondary activities of a manufacturing value chain and a service value chain is the same. So be prepared to apply this. Plus, recommend something like this. If you reduce operating expenditure by 10%, if you reduce operating expenditure by 10%, our net profits goes up by 21%. Meaning, if you save $1 from operating expenditure, our net profit goes up by $1.21. That strikes. Who are you? You're a senior finance manager in finance. When you say that in a report, even in your real company, the top management says, oh wow, that's interesting, I like to talk about that. Then they call you, hey, come for a meeting. That is how you take decisions. Even after you qualify in CIMA, you make your presence count by showing things others can't see. Make sense? Oh yes. Issue number 15, regulation. This is the key because the case study has given a lot of information. Number 1, the mail and rail had a problem. Why? Because everybody was watching our movie, political game during a common train timetable and the internet and the Wi-Fi got crashed. An average user may be checking the timetable, may be checking the office stuff while going to office in the train, could not use it. We might face problems due to that. Of course, you can say it's not our problem, but again, don't forget CSR. Everything is our problem when you do business. Plus, A mother had a problem, child excessively used that and the bill. Of course, we are indirectly responsible. Plus, the monster comes out. Who is that? If we look at the case study, half a page they say they are going to introduce new measures. Who is that? Mail Broadcasting Authority is going to develop new measures on online streaming business and regulation. What can we do? Number one, appoint a team. Monitor the developments, develop a positive relationship not only with mail government, not only with mail regulation, with other countries, with 100 countries. Report to the management, be proactive. You cannot challenge regulation. You need to abide by their rules and adhere to the conditions. Remember that. Issue number 16, corporate governance. Examiner loves this topic. Let's look at the corporate governance at the moment. How many executive directors are there? 6. How many non-executive? 3. What comes to your mind? Combined code. The combined code clearly specifies there should be adequate number of non-executive directors sufficient to have control, to have influence on strategic direction. Clearly, it is inadequate. Plus, if you look at the profile of the 3 non-executive directors, you see a person with entertainment, you see a person with media experience, editor, being an editor, then with manufacturing experience. What's missing? Clearly missing is finance. You know, Combined Code recommends there should be an audit committee. An audit committee should be chaired or represented by at least one non-executive director with financial background, preferably a qualified accountant. So clearly we need to recommend at least additional 3 non-executive directors covering at least finance, IT and legal. Very important, because we need to establish an audit committee and we need somebody to monitor that. Without proper non-executive directors, the company cannot function professionally. This will be tested. Issue number 17, revenue analysis. Very important, because we are growing like nothing. Don't forget, the 3 founders has no financial background. They might be growing at a rate because the case study says it's easy to enter a country, online no structure, but it's very easy to forget your financial background and your revenue strategy. Let's see. We have mainly 2 areas, that is our streaming and sale of DVDs. Our streaming business, which has TV programs and videos, contribute to 89% of revenue and 94% to profit. I repeat, 89% to revenue, 94% to profit. That means this is profitable. On the other hand, DVD business contributes 11% to turnover and only how much? Very good, 6% to net profit. Meaning time has come, what? To shut down or divest DVD business. What comes to your mind? Product life cycle can be tested. Oh yes, declining stage. What is the other one? Very good. BCG matrix. You might smell a dog here. Clearly a dog. But the founders may be emotional. People are emotional normally. They have been there for 20 years. Time has come to take decisions from the head, not from the heart. Remember that. So clearly we need to rationalize revenue. Not only that, we need additional statistic. Revenue based on country, revenue based on the region. For example, maybe Asia contributes to 40% of our revenue. Of course, we are given a basic idea. How much? 69% of our total revenue comes overseas. And 65% of profit comes from overseas. Yes, but out of the 69, is there a dominant player? Maybe like China contributing 20% to our revenue. Be prepared to analyze that, because we don't want to lose them due to a political problem, due to a regulatory problem or other related operating issue. So be prepared to analyze revenue in detail and take actions to maximize profit. Issue number 18, own production. Let's see. We have 2 major products. Tumbling Down, political game, has been really successful. Not only that, we won an award recently in a film festival in Mainland and also the Best Actor award. We are doing well. Surprise to everybody. Because we are very young in this production business. We started only in 2012. And the case study has given us information. One episode normally costs $6 million, but sometimes 8 million now. That's all we know. But what's the missing link? Think, this is your role in the exam, and as a CIMA accountant, wherever it is, this is your role to dig deep. They talked about 2 programs which are successful. Maybe there were 15 which failed. Maybe there were programs never took off, because it says it took 8 months to develop one series. So we need to analyze the portfolio and understand. Plus, for each program, we need to know the cost. For each program, we need to know the revenue. For each program, we need to know the audience. For each program, we need to know who manages it and what's the operational consequence. Don't forget activity-based costing. Maybe balanced scorecard. Maybe we are leaking money in some area, completely overshadowed by winning an award. Plus, we contribute only how much? Overall 8%. Look at options to increase our production. I don't think we can do it with our structure. Then what? Oh yes, what about acquiring a small company? We only know 3 large production companies. There's plenty of small companies in movie business and in TV production. Look at acquiring a company so that we reduce our risk. What if we can't produce? I mean, suddenly something goes wrong. Our technology becomes obsolete. One of our crew member gets sick. One of our actors or our crew shooting in some river, Nile, dies, some accident. So suddenly we are lost. We can't produce anymore. That's why, to reduce the risk, to acquire a small movie production company. Be prepared for this. Issue number 19, industry analysis. You get 9 marks for integration. So make sure you get your marks easily from this area. What's happening in this industry? The examiner said, always competition, always threat of new entrants. Where? From anywhere. YouTube is your threat. Free videos. You can watch movies. I'm sure you have seen many companies, maybe illegal, maybe legal, provide free material. Yeah, I mean, you watch the latest Star Wars movie, suddenly internet says, you want to watch it free? Go to this site. It happens all the time. So that's a clear threat to us. And also, it is a clear threat to any industry. So be prepared to look at this. Copyright piracy is another issue. Anybody can video our program, our latest series, and distribute in some country, maybe a developing country, at a very low price in CDs. Who cares? I mean, some people are really deadly worried about Ultra HD, but some just want to watch the movie. That's it. Who killed the guy? Okay, that means they survived. That's all they want to know. When we were young, we had black and white TV. So I'm okay. I'm part of that generation. So don't forget, the copyright law and piracy is dangerous. Plus, what about new developments like video games, virtual reality? Is it a problem? Oh yes. Then another industry development is ethics. Online streaming has become a problem. Violation, manipulation, and even drug trafficking, connecting people through these systems, you name it. When we pay online through a credit card, you don't know where you're heading to. So all these dangers, I'm not saying under any circumstance to stop anything, but be prepared, buy software, investing in this area, be proactive, check if there's a person, if you feel suspicious, 24 hours watching our movie, one person, one use ID, 24 hours, 10 days he's watching it. Can't be a human, meaning there's some piracy, there's some copyright issue. You can check that always. Be prepared for that. Final issue, issue number 20, future strategy. I look at it in 2 angles. Future strategy for me has 2 elements. Number 1, rationalize existing operations. Number 2, develop new opportunities. I repeat, rationalize operation, develop new opportunity. Rationalization, I would look at IT division, appoint a new division, appoint HR, analyze this revenue and operating expenditure, look at CSR, focus more on regulation, streamline things, and operate through the value chain. All the existing headings I talked about will be applied, and you need to rationalize. Most importantly, this area I want you to look at increasing what? Profitability. Our net profit is 5.2. Sad. For online business, no physical asset, no physical development, it's online. You should really increase your what? Net profit, especially when our GP margin, how much? Good, 30%. Then new opportunities. Clearly examiner will test. Invest in a new country. We are operating only in 100. Netflix operate more than 150. Look at that option. Introduce new products. Maybe virtual reality. Maybe invest in your own TV channel. Acquire a new TV channel. Maybe invest in satellite TV. Look at broader perspective. Joint ventures. Acquire home video. So look at revenue generation through new opportunity, and also another area is licensing. We produce more than 450 plus programs on our own. Do we license? No. I can understand the thinking. You feel customer will only watch from us. Yes, if they know it. I mean, if the customer get in, he's happy. But what about the people who never get into our system? So license our program, maybe in some countries, not in mainland. So then they can see all what you want is income increase. And when you license, like McDonald's, you get income. Yes, only 20%, but without any problem. Right. So these are the key areas of May 2018 CIMA case study. Visit a4study.com for detailed analysis of each issue, including predictions. Good luck with your studies. Thank you.